Today we're going to be hiking Old Fort Point Trail in Jasper, Alberta, and it's considered an intermediate hike, which is going to be a little tough for me, but there's a picnic experience at the top, which is really good incentive. I consider myself a non-adventurer who loves to adventure, so I'd love to share some of the tips and tricks that I've learned on my little experiences to ensure that when you go hiking, you're going to be safe and you're going to have a lot of fun. So come along and stay tuned for the tips. It's important to do research about your hike before you decide which one to do. There's lots of great resources about distance, elevation, difficulty level, and great comments and suggestions from others who have hiked the trail before you. Do not hike without proper hiking shoes. Having good hiking shoes is the single best way to ensure that you're comfortable and safe on your hike. Try to pick easy adventure objectives. You might see stunning photos of hikes and viewpoints on social media, but getting to some of those locations is a lot harder than you might think. Don't rush yourself too hard or too fast. Remember to stay hydrated on your hike. It's so important to have water. You just have to be strategic to avoid too many bathroom breaks. It's so important to plan for what could go wrong on your hike. Better to be safe than sorry. You can bring a lot of items to help with emergencies, but you also don't want to carry too much. Bear spray, a horn, headlight, whistle, and medical kit are all great safety tools. You'll also want to think about layering on your hike because the weather will change. This jacket's pretty breathable, but it also comes with something called a pit zip, which gives you a bit more air while you're walking. I've hiked in dresses and skirts, and it's common to pack with you a change of clothes to snap a photo at the peak. But you want to make sure you're able to warm up or cool down easily in case weather changes. You always want to bring snacks on your hike because your body uses so much energy when you're on any type of outdoor adventure. And some snack companies actually pack their snacks with endurance boosters to keep you going to the top. And of course, you'll need a good hiking backpack to carry all of these beginner hiking essentials to ensure your hike is safe, comfortable, and fun. Yahoo! You did! But if you don't have an Estelle, bring bear spray.
Oh my gosh, I want an Estelle in my life. Linda, that looked amazing. The pits, the Nordic poles, the bear calls. I loved it. The picnic at the peak looked incredible, but I feel like we should start with the shoes because you're not, I don't know if we can see them on camera right now. You're not wearing these, what I'm wearing right now. You need to wear some proper hiking shoes. So what have you got for us and what are your recommendations?
Yeah, absolutely. Hiking shoes are, I think, the single most important thing you should invest in. Tracy, I can't stress this enough. If you don't have the right shoes, then your hike's going to get really uncomfortable and potentially unsafe very quickly. In fact, the #1 reason hikers in national parks need to be rescued is because they've made really bad shoe choices. Wow. So you want to look for shoes that are going to absorb shock. That's really important as you're spending a lot of time on your feet. You generally want waterproof types of shoes, breathable shoes, and also looking for soles that give you a bit more extra support. I've hiked in very cheap shoes before, and depending on the trail, it might work, but I would not recommend doing that again. It was not fun. So if you can invest in proper shoes, your feet will thank you, and they do last for a very long time. I've put these ones through quite a bit, and they're still going strong.
I think it's very good advice. It was smart that we started with that, but you almost need like an overall hiking wardrobe. So you talked a lot about layering, and you can see even in that tape how the weather changes depending on your altitude. So let's talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, so layers are basically essential in hiking. This is a pretty lightweight jacket, but it's going to keep me warm when it's cold. Easy to take off if it gets too hot. And then as you saw in the video, there's that kind of pit zip so I can cool down very quickly. It's also moisture resistant. So that's really what you're looking for in these types of hiking apparel is that you're going to either sweat or it might start raining. And then it's not going to be fun to hike when you're feeling sticky and cold. So the jackets will really help do that. This jacket is from Campers Village, and almost everything that I'm going to show you today is from Campers Village, which does ship across Canada as well.
Fantastic. Okay, let's talk about backpacks. You need to be carrying your snacks and all of that stuff with you. What do you recommend for beginners?
Yeah.
Hiking specific backpacks are great because they really focus on the straps to make sure that your posture's feeling good. It's not gonna sag when you go. It's gonna also keep you not as, I guess sticky might be the word, is when you start to sweat, it actually has built-in airflow so that it's not gonna feel too wet on your back. And then you can pack a lot of things in it. So I like, well, you need water on your hike, and you also need some type of snack. So I really like these snacks from 7 Summit Snacks. They're Alberta based. Ships across Canada. They make their chocolates specifically for hikers and runners, so packed with that energy boost. And then water, so you want a good water bottle or some type of hydration pack. This is from Lamos, another Alberta company, but they ship across Canada. And I like them because they keep the water cold, but you can also get customizable logos and designs on your bottle. So I put my little logo on there. and then hiking poles, really important, really helps with like navigating steep spots.
That is so good. I only want to hear about the candies and the treats. But yeah, sure, throw in the healthy snacks if you want as well. I guess they're all so good. Now, you're packing a lot of stuff, and my personal weakness is overpacking. I bring everything but the kitchen sink when I leave the house. So how do you stop yourself from overpacking? Because you're the one that has to carry all of that, right?
Yeah, exactly. So you do need to weigh that. But it really depends. There are some hiking essentials that you should absolutely have. So you should always have some type of medical or first aid kit. And the nice part is that they really come compact now. So it actually doesn't take much space in your backpack. And you absolutely need to have bear spray. You need to pack that and hope that you never have to use it. So non-hikers may not realize that bear spray is actually considered a firearm. So you need it to be safe, but the idea is that you'll never have to use it. And really it's just you start with these essentials, and then eventually, you know, your pack might get bigger, and as you're going deeper into the woods, you might start to add a knife or rope or tarps, or just keeping in mind, could I survive if I had to spend a night outside?
I was going to say, you add all that stuff and you're right on your way to becoming Survivor Man, but I like it. This is good. You're one with the wilderness. So I haven't done a lot of hiking. I have done a bit of hiking, you know, and I have talked about like physical fitness and activity and stuff with my sidekick, Tracy P, who I'm going to bring in right now to talk about this. So before I even ask you this question, hold on a second. Tracy, do you hike?
Absolutely not. The only hiking I do is from my couch to the fridge. I don't do any hiking. You don't get this body, you know, from hiking. But you know what? I think that I could be convinced if, you know, at the end, she said that there was a picnic at the top. If there's some reward, like a picnic or like a pot of gold, some sort of money, something at the end of the hike, I think I can be convinced. But then I heard her say bear spray. Bear spray.
Bears.
If I need bear spray.
Bears tea.
No.
You need an Estelle. You heard her friend. Yahoo! To keep them away? That's what you need.
No.
Listen, I can only make fun of T because we're good friends, and she knows that I'm jesting because we've talked about fitness a gazillion different ways, and she's always like, "You're crazy, T." So that's the only reason why I joke, why I jest. Linda, thank you so